In a world filled with darkness. Well, actually, that's not actually how it goes. But our world doesn't really has its ups and downs. And when I say that life is a roller coaster, it really is. Some days we're going to be feeling greater, some days we're going to be feeling worse. I always talk to my personal training clients about this too, where sometimes you're going to be feeling energetic one day, other days you're not going to, and yet you still have to make yourself go. You still have to make yourself go work out and get that consistent habit in there. And where a lot of people fail, and this goes for any skills, but exercise is a really great example, is that when you are feeling those really low energy days, people fail to muster up the courage and muster up the discipline to go anyways. And honestly, sometimes my favorite workouts are the ones where I am feeling this complete utter garbage and going in and working out.
Dustin Miller, PolyInnovator.
And I mentioned this just because it's kind of how I'm feeling right now, honestly. Even creating this video is taking a lot of discipline. I put it off. I played a game after finishing the blog post portion. I actually published a blog post portion before getting to this part, and that's not something I normally do. I normally work on both and then release them at the same time. However, I wanted to get the blog post out, and last month I actually forgoed the video altogether, and that's not good. And I didn't want to do that again. I actually made a really huge, I don't want to say mistake per se, because it was a mistake, but really huge laziness thing, because it took me about a week just to get the blog post out. And even then, I didn't get the video out. I didn't make the video. And so even on our low days, we got to push ourselves up. And even on our high days, we got to bring ourselves back down to earth and following that middle way, if you will. So ironically, my principle in life is balance. And so trying to find that balance in life, today I slept in way later than I should have. But honestly, I kind of wanted to sleep the whole day away. I just wanted to sleep all until night and then just wake up tomorrow and start fresh with 24 hours of sleep or some crap like that. I don't know why I was so tired, and I don't know why I was so lazy and not really wanting to get out of bed, but I wasn't. And it's not really depression per se, but it's certainly not good either. But I let myself sleep in. I got up, drank some caffeine, started working on the blog post for this, started working on some other things, went for a podcast walk, got some water in me. I made myself more productive. And who knows, maybe I'll go work out still. Maybe I'll keep working on these blog posts. I still have a ton I need to get out. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. But I'm working on stuff and I'm trying to get back on track. Getting into the actual meat of things. I have a lot of blog posts I want to make. My goals this year were to rank up in Apex, make 60 pieces of content a day for 60 days straight, and then get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And so this 1,000 subscriber part, that I'll have to wait till the end of the year probably, but anyways, but I think that's doable in a year. The other thing would be creating 60 pieces of content a day is still that same endeavor I made years ago to try to do an Omni piece, like one piece of Omni content a day. And when I say one piece, that means video, audio, written, all in one, that kind of thing. But it was not sustainable. So when I tried doing it, I failed. I modified it. I tried it again at some other points and it just didn't quite work out. I even tried making an interview a day at one point because I was trying to catch up on getting all the interviews out. And that failed in its own right as well. I succeeded in getting the interviews out, but it failed technically speaking because there were some quality issues. Now, when it comes to creating content every day for 60 days, it's not even just about the habit of doing it every day, which I do want to prove to myself I can do it because it's something that I don't know why I'm obsessed with, but I am. And if I do it for 60 days, not just 30, because 30 seems too simple, it's too common, 60 days, it'll give me the confidence to do it in the future where I can create content every day in the future when I'm more experienced at it, even more than now. And the other goal was to work on some of these more side project things. So like Apex is the one thing I do for decompression, but it's also a competitive shooter, and getting better at that is a skill that I really wanted to do. And I have, and I've actually been impressed like how much better I've been getting at the game and actually ranking up in the competitive scene. I'm hoping to reach the Masters rank, which is basically the top you can go, and I'm halfway there, essentially, which is way farther than I was before. The other goal, and that's where I actually talk about in the blog post too, is watching or getting through all of my watch later playlists on YouTube. As someone who's polymathic and interested in very different areas, I've definitely accumulated way too many videos on that playlist. And so what I ended up doing was just going through them, watching all the small ones, getting the music out of the way, because I sometimes will just have music videos on there just so I can listen to it later and forget about it. I got those out of the way, or I move them to a separate playlist, or I would move videos that were pertaining to like game production or music production and move them to separate playlists that I could watch at a future point when I'm actually needing to learn those skills. And so that's why I had like half a dozen different skills on there that I wanted to learn, including like forming an LLC and getting that business situated. It's not really so much of a skill, it's more of acumen. And I watched through those and I got my LLC formed and that kind of thing. And now I had over 750 videos in that list, and now it's less than 90. Less than 90. And so that's obviously a great progression, and I'm hoping that it'll keep going this way. In the last little 80 videos in that playlist, there's about a 10 to 12 where I had saved them purely because I wanted to create content around them. Either they were education innovation, or maybe exercise innovation, or perhaps polymathy related. In all three cases, that's related to the content that I'm creating right now. I needed to get it out as soon as I can, and that's what I started doing. In fact, I have a few tabs open right now. I wonder if I can do this. Now, you can't really see it too well, but over here are a whole bunch of tabs that are open for just videos with a blog post, videos with a blog post. So I can watch the video, make a blog post out of it. I have half a dozen open right there just so I can actually get myself going on that endeavor and get it done. And I feel like that motivation to get these done is easier for me to do than getting regular content pieces out. But I'm hoping that it will be a slippery slope and snowball into creating the actual content pieces I need to make for the Notion templates and the modular degree and a polymathy umbrella niche and really just everything in general. So coming up, I'm going to be working on those Beyond Words voice recordings at some point, transcribing the interviews as well. But the main thing is getting these templates out and getting content around those templates. And that's what I'm really excited about. And in this whole system, I'm going to also be launching officially the newsletter and the PolyPro subscription, which are kind of hand in hand for the most part. But I basically just been in a beta test just now for that, and I'm just trying to get things to work and see how things are on my end so I know what to expect when I'm creating more content every month for the PolyPro membership. I still haven't finished that Kung Fu Panda long form post, and that's coming out here soon, and hopefully I might even get it done this weekend. And that's going to be one of the last free blog posts for the PolyPro membership, because I have about half a dozen that I made for free so people can get a taste of what the Pro membership is like. And it might even seem excessive, but these posts I just really felt should be free. And then after this point, I'm going to put them behind the paywall, and people have to pay to see these amazing posts, which is worthwhile, honestly. Other than that, I think this is really where I should end it, because at this point, progress is still progress, even if it's in a separate area. That's kind of the whole idea of polymathy, where you're just doing many different things well over a long period of time. And really, as long as you're making progress in at least one of the areas, that's probably good. Hopefully, though, you can make progress in multiple areas. And same for myself. Thank you, and see you next time.